Welcome to the Trail of Tears Commemorative Park in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. This trail is named after a pretty bad piece of history dealing with the Indians, which we'll get to a little bit later on in this show. A lot of history happened here, and there's a reason why it's called the Trail of Tears. Hey everyone, yep, it's me. Don't got my angles right, sorry about that. It's been a while since I've been able to even do anything related to YouTube lately. But here I am. It is a nice day. It is almost the end of June. It's been a while since I was able to do anything for you guys. So what's happened? Well, I moved from Indiana to Kentucky, so I'm in Kentucky now. My brother Mike, who is also my writing partner and my my videographer, who ain't with me today, he moved out here as well. So me and Mike are both out here. It's been a long time since we've been able to get around to do anything. It's been very, very busy trying to get back in the swing of things. There is a lot of parks out here, and from what I understand, there is a lot of Bureau of Land Management areas out here, and several of which are free to camp on up to 14 days. So hopefully, if my schedule with my job will hold and I can continue to have my weekends off, maybe I might be able to make it up to you guys for all the times that we missed, at least about a year since we've actually done anything. But stick around. Hopefully, in the next couple weeks, I'm going to be able to start getting some more material out there for you. Also working on another program. We're trying to the house that I'm putting back together, that I'm kind of refurbishing or remodeling, whichever way you want to look at it. That's been taking a lot of time and effort, and I've been trying to record bits and pieces of that too, so that I can actually go ahead and present that to you guys in a format that might be entertaining as well. But as I said earlier, one of the things I mentioned about when we went to Potato Creek in Indiana, or we went to the Mound State Park, or any of the other parks out in Indiana that were actually related to the Indians, at least the Indians of Indiana, you see that a lot of the stuff is related. As you see, throughout the United States, before it was the United States, it was mostly Indian territory. There was Cherokee, and there was Adena, and there was Hopewell, and there was all kinds of other Indians that were here before us. So it's interesting to see that now that I'm in Kentucky, I come back to the Trail of Tears, when the Cherokee got driven out. So it's interesting. I'll try and get you some more information, some more facts. Like I said, it's a little rusty, so if it's a little bumpy this first ride, sorry. Hopefully the next ones, as I get back into the swing of things for you guys, are going to be entertaining, and I'll get some comments. And maybe, hey, if any of you are out in this area or have been out in Kentucky, or even parts of Tennessee, and you have some good ideas for some trips for me to take you along with, let me know. But I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Let's see if I can get some more information, something more entertaining for this video for you folks. See you in a little bit. If you guys have been following the Let's Go Outdoors channel that me and my brother Mike have been working on a lot, when we were in Indiana, we were doing a lot of work. And a lot of the stuff that we were coming across was dealing with Indians throughout Indiana. It's amazing that as we go through even different states, like in this case, Kentucky, where white men had forced, the Cherokee Indian out of their own land so they could turn it into farmland and develop it and stuff. It seems that we cannot do any good, us Europeans. As we came into more and more of the United States, we decided to take over more and more land that wasn't ours, which is interesting because it seems like that's even in today's standards in the 21st century. This is the park, and it's a little bit of a trail. It's a 1 mile walk. It's been a while since I actually posted. Moved to another state. I'm working on a house and a whole lot of stuff. So all those who are watching and wanting new material, sorry it's taken me so long to get back to you guys. But here I am. I'm going to try and get started again, this time in a different state. In Indiana, I was able to finish 11 of the 15 parks I wanted to do, and that was about it. Maybe eventually I will go back and I will be able to finish the last few parks in Indiana that I was going to finish. But I wanted to take you along with this little trip. It probably won't be a full video. I mean, I'll try and make it interesting since it's been such a long time. But the 23 people or so that I have that are subscribers, I do appreciate you taking the time with me when I do try and do these little runs or these little walks that I do every so often, just so that I can keep you guys up to date on what's going on. So, without further ado, let's see what's going on. The Heritage Center that was part of the dedication and part of the remainders of the Cherokee Indians and some of the other Indian tribes that were in the area back in the day before they were all forced out. And that's where the Trail of Tears story starts. The trail goes on, but they stand at the end of their journey, shivering in the cold, shaking with sickness that no leader should endure. The trail goes on, but they stand upon this ground, one with head bowed in silent acceptance, leaning on his stick, the other with hands outstretched, asking the Great Spirit to help him know the reason for the grieving and the suffering of his people. The women and children cry in their camp by the river, stung by the frost, aching from the lack of food. They look to their chiefs for answers, and in their eyes see only expressionless despair. The trail goes on, but two chiefs lie here in the stillness, unable now to help their people. Throw off the oppression of the white man and his manifest destiny. Their pain lives on in these figures, silent now beneath the sun and the stars, and the trail goes on. Thomas E. Morris Jr., dedicated December 17th, 1989. Whitepath and Flysmith. Chief Whitepath served with Chief John Ross on the 6-person management committee for Cherokee removal and substance, arranging for ration stops along the Trail of Tears. Cherokee Memorial Park in Hopkinsville, Kentucky was one of the sites. The first party to arrive in Hopkinsville was led by Elijah Hicks and included Chief Whitepath, the famous Cherokee war chief, and Fly Smith, a Cherokee clan leader. The Hicks party had been the second group to leave the Rattlesnake Springs stockade area on October 4th, 1838, with Whitepath heading the column. But by the time they reached the Cumberland River, they had already passed the first group under John Bangay, who had departed on October 1st. Chief Whitepath, a member of the Cherokee National Council, was a full-blood who had resisted the new ways of the mixed bloods with their talking papers or treaties. President Andrew Jackson had honored him with a watch for his bravery in 1814 when he, Jonaluska, and Going Snake had led 600 Cherokees in a successful flanking attack against 1,000 barricaded creeks. As a result, General Jackson recorded a great victory in the Shawnee Creek War at the Battle of Horseshoe Bend. Both Fly Smith and the 75-year-old Whitepath had been seriously ill since their group had left Nashville, and they arrived in Hopkinsville on an army wagon. Within several hours, they expired and were buried near the Cherokee camp on Little River. As late as the 1930s, many unidentified limestone markers indicated the final resting place of Cherokees from many groups who passed through during the 1838 to 39 winter. Only 4 markers remain today, including those of Whitepath and Fly Smith. The Cherokees, a civilized people. The Cherokee people once occupied much of the mid-Atlantic territory of North America. During the American Revolution, they sided with the British against encroaching settlers and were forced to live in the mountains of Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina. The Cherokee then peacefully traded with the white newcomers, learned their ways, became farmers, and sometimes intermarried with them. Cherokee men used steel and iron axes, built homes of logs and brick and stone, produced corn, cotton, vegetables, and raised sheep, hogs, and cattle. The Cherokee women cooked in iron pots and copper kettles, spun and wove and used steel sewing needles for their families' clothing and household needs. By 1800, the Cherokees had their own Christian churches, sawmills, blacksmith shops, grist mills, and schools. In 1821, Sequoyah developed a Cherokee alphabet representing all the sounds in the Cherokee language, enabling his people to become the first Indian tribe with their own written language. By 1828, they printed books and published a newspaper, The Phoenix, in both Cherokee and English. Influenced by the white man's government in Washington, D.C., they established a capital at New Echota, Georgia, and adopted a written constitution providing for an elected chief, a Supreme Court, a legislature, and a code of laws. The Cherokee were recognized as a nation of civilized farmers when the federal government forced them to leave their lands and move west in the 1830s. Hey everyone. So I hope you enjoyed this little foray into me getting back into my outdoor program. We did learn a few interesting things about the way the Cherokee were driven out of Alabama and Kentucky and Tennessee and some of the other counties. It's a shame that us as human beings couldn't have just worked together with the people who actually were here before us. We did learn a lot of things from them, and they actually worked with us, and they created their own government, and they were builders, and they were workers. They had their own businesses. It's just amazing that we came in and basically to drive them out to take their land. But I guess that's human nature. We always want something that belongs to someone else, whether we deserve it or not. Oh well, what are you going to do? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this first attempt, let me say attempt, with my video. I'm using a different phone with a different camera, so it doesn't seem to have very good stability. So I'll try and work on that for the next time. So if you get a little dizzy because some of my shots are kind of bouncy, I'm sorry. Hopefully the next time I get out there, I'll be able to solve my stability problem. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't want to get your guys' hopes up, but I do know I'm going to try and start being a little bit more regular when it comes to uploading videos and trying to keep in touch with you guys. As I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the program, if you have any ideas here in Kentucky or Tennessee or any other states that are nearby that have really good like hiking or camping or just adventures that you would like me to record and bring to you, that would be really cool. Just leave a comment and let me know, and I'll give you a shout out if I do it, and we could go on it together. But hopefully everything is going to be good for you guys. Summer's here. Stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated. And as usual, I really enjoy you joining me on this little adventure that I had today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you do like what I do and you'd like to support what I do for a living, which I would love to do as a full-time job, please visit NuImageStore.com and check out my merchandise. It's all outdoor worthy, durable, high quality gear, and I'd really appreciate you check it out. As always, thank you for joining me. Love you all. Stay safe, and I hope to see you in the next campground of America. Love you all. Have a good day.